Charles Hughes and New York Times v. United States. Early life of Charles Hughes. Charles Hughes was born on April 11, 1862. Hughes was the son of David Charles Hughes, an immigrant from England, and a Baptist minister, and Mary Catherine Kennelly Hughes. Education of Charles Hughes. He received much of his early education at home before attending Madison University from 1876 to 1878. He then transferred to Brown University, where he graduated in 1881, and he received a law degree with honors from Columbia University School of Law in 1884. After passing the bar, he joined Chamberlain Carter and Hornblower and a prominent New York City law firm. Stress caused him to take a sabbatical in the 1890s, during which time he served as visiting professor at Cornell University Law School. Professional career of Charles Hughes. Hughes gained prominence in 1905 as counsel to New York State legislative committees investigating abuses in the gas and electric power industries and the life insurance business. Reluctant to enter the political arena, Hughes was enticed by the support of President Theodore Roosevelt to run for governor of New York in 1906, and he won a close election covered the flamboyant newspaper publisher William Randolph Hearst, becoming the only Republican to win statewide office in New York that year. President appointment of Charles Hughes. In 1921, Hughes was appointed Secretary of State by President Warren G. Harding. Hughes negotiated a separate peace treaty with Germany after the U.S. Senate failed to ratify the Treaty of Versailles. Supported attempts to secure the entry of the United States into the League of Disarmament. He also insists that the United States refrained from recognizing the governments of the Soviet Union until it recognized property rights and other elements central to capitalism. In 1925, Hughes resigned as Secretary of State and returned to private law practice. Landmark case of Charles Hughes. Near v. Minnesota. A statute authorizing the injection was facially unconstitutional, meaning the decision was based on an analysis of the law's general applications, not the specific context of this case. Death of Charles Hughes. Charles Hughes died on August 27, 1948, Osterville, Massachusetts. New York Times v. United States. Who was involved? Alexander M. Bickel for the petitioner in number 1873. Irving N. Griswold, Solicitor General for the United States in both cases. William R. Glendon for the respondents in number 1885. When did it happen? It was decided in June 30, 1971. Where did it happen? It happened in a formal New York Times headquarters. What happened? In what became known as the Pentagon Papers case, the Nixon administration attempted to prevent the New York Times and Washington Post from publishing materials belonging to a classified Defense Department study regarding the history of United States activities in Vietnam. The president argued that prior restraint was necessary to protect national security. This case was decided together with United States v. Washington Post Co. Why did it go to the Supreme Court? Because it violates the First Amendment and the central idea of liberty and justice for all. What was the decisions made by the court? Yes, it is per curiam opinion. The court held that the government did not overcome the heavy presumption against prior restraint of the press in this case. Justices Black and Douglas argued that the vague word security should not be used to abrogate the fundamental law embodied in the First Amendment. Justice Brennan reasoned that since publication would not cause an inevitable, direct, and immediate event imperiling the safety of American forces, prior restraint was unjustified. What impact does this case have on American society? In this ruling, the court established a heavy presumption against prior restraint, even in cases involving national security. This means that the court is very likely to find cases of government censorship unconstitutional. New York Times called the United States was a major victory for freedom of the press.